Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Dave. Just checking in with you guys, give you a kind of a breakdown of where we're at this point in time. We have come to a decision. Me and Connor's mother, my wife, we decided that we're probably going to end up homeschooling him next year and the year after that, simply because the district has failed. They failed big time. Um, you guys won. It's not fair, but we're actually excited about this decision. We think it's going to work really well for him. Also, take a little bit of stress off of Natalie since she, goes to school with him. It may take a little bit of a stress off of her having to worry about her brother all the time, but that's where we're at right now. So I just wanted to give you guys the heads up. Also, I've been getting a lot of responses on other things that people would like to hear me talk about. So, thank you guys. But I guess we'll start with the most popular one, which, believe it or not, is religion. Kind of surprising. Yeah, I have a long history with religion and long issue with religion. Let's put it that way. Um, the problem with religion is religion itself. That's the way I look at it. You got this document that, and it's all religions. I mean, they have changed, the original wording. They've changed the history. They've changed, done so many different revisions, and to where it's more self-serving than probably what really was put out there in the first place. I'd imagine, because it's been rewritten thousands of times. I'm talking about the Holy Bible itself, and I'm sure every other religion has had the same issue. So really, it's kind of like politics, and kind of like our own actual history, how things have all of a sudden been changed and things have disappeared, or they neglected to tell us about certain things. Like the big hot topic that this is what freaks me out the most is I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and never heard of Black Wall Street until 2 years ago on the national news. I was like, what the hell is this? And I lived there. That's, I mean, is it something that we should probably want to forget? Yeah, because it's about one of the biggest shitty fucking piece of shit things I've ever seen happen, and it happened right there where I lived. And I mean, we can't forget, should we learn from it? Yeah, but we're also learning a lot of other things that, how are we supposed to learn from history if the history is not accurate or non-existent? That's just how I feel on that. But anyway, religion's the same thing, to me. I grew up right there in Tulsa, actually Broken Arrow. We're up the street from Rhema Bible School, which was kind of where non-denominational church was created, kind of, it's the buckle of the Bible Belt. I mean, you've heard of the Bible Belt in America. Tulsa's the fucking Bible Belt buckle, so it's everything right there. So I got to see several different things. And the cool thing about what I thought was kind of cool was whenever non-denominational first started out, because I grew up Baptist, and whenever they just started treating our family like shit because my dad stepped down as the Sunday school teacher, that was a big slap in the face, and these are people that were like family to us, and we're not allowed to talk to us, hang out with us, even speak to us, and these were like really close friends that we had dinner with them on Sundays and things of that nature. But because my father stepped down, because he worked, 100 and something hours a week as a traveling salesman, gone Monday through Friday, and it just got to be too much, understandably so. But it never changed his belief in God, and that was a pretty big thing. He had a very strong, close relationship with God, and I think that's kind of where seeing how we were treated, how it affected my father, kind of just steered me this direction because, non-denominational back then was a brand new thing. But I have actually visited probably 9 or 10 non-denominational churches, and they all have the same formula. They all do the same thing. So it's actually become its own religion, I guess you would say, or its own denomination. I have a strong relationship with God, but it's my relationship with God. Nobody else is going to tell me about this and that. I'm not out here judging people. I'm not doing any of that shit. It's not my job. So why the fuck are all these hypocrites out there, saying don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that because God said. No, God said it's not up to you to decide. It's not up to you to judge these people for the way that they want to live their lives. It's not your job. If you're a true Christian, you believe that, then you shut the fuck up and leave it alone. That's just how I look at that. I don't know where I was going with that. I got sidetracked there. But, oh God, and some of these hypocrite giant church, you're not supposed to be a pastor of a church to become profitable. You walk in these churches, they're selling the pastor's books, they're selling this and stuff, and they say that's to keep the doors open. Bullshit. It is not. It's to get you a new plane. It's to get you a new car. It's to do shit like that, which goes against everything that my belief or my thought or my understanding of religion is. That. You don't hear about Jesus wanting to be profitable. No, he wanted to spread the word. And they turn it into a business, and unfortunately, that's the way it is through a lot of places. I'm not saying all. There's some good ones out there, I'm sure. I just haven't came across it. Especially this fucker in Houston, whenever there was, I'm sure you guys could figure it out. He's one of the biggest preachers in America, and he's one of the biggest pieces of shit out there. Whenever there was a big hurricane coming into the Houston area, a lot of flooding and stuff, he refused to open the doors to his church because he didn't want it to get messed up. Now, tell me that's not being a hypocrite and being a piece of shit and self-serving. So, again, this is just my opinion, just my thoughts on this stuff. I know it doesn't matter to a lot of people, but I tend to think that there's a lot of people out there that think the same thing as me. That, what's wrong with religion? Religion itself. Anyway, I may not ever post this. I don't know. I just needed to kind of vent this a little bit because it just seems like everybody's, opinions are like assholes. Like my dad used to say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. And here's my my opinion. So tell me what you guys' thoughts on that, and let me know, and tell me what you want me to do next. Thanks.